In a small country town in the south of Wales lies the Skirrid Inn. This quaint inn has the reputation as one of the oldest and most haunted locations in the UK. With a long and dark history of executions, it's no wonder that the paranormal activity experienced by staff and guests alike is borderlining on extreme. From the old landlady of the pub to the infamous hanging Judge Jeffreys, my team and I will spend the next week researching and investigating these hauntings to find out who may be responsible for the countless claims of paranormal activity.
And what it was, she was in the bath and felt pressure keeping her under the water.
I heard a male voice behind us.
So, what the hell was the light that we just saw in that mirror? Oh, damn.
Oh, my neck.
I can do that.
It's the same voice.
It's the same voice. Watch there. There it is. It's like somebody that walks past.
And as clear as day, I saw a gentleman in a tri-cornered hat.
I am so aggressive right now. I just need to try and calm my temper down. It was just a really quick shadow that passed in front of this door.
I feel really bizarre at the moment.
Allegedly, 180 plus hangings took place on this ground. There's got to be something.
MJ's calling. Yeah. Hello, ladies.
Hello, gentlemen. We are almost at the Skirrid Inn. Really excited for this. We're definitely going to focus more on the legends this time round. It's a bit of an unusual investigation because we don't really have that much documentation. We're going to need to focus more on legends, the lady in red that's been seen, the guy in a tricorn hat, you know, all of that sort of thing, and see if we can validate any of those claims. We are here.
So we'll see you in the car park in a minute.
See you in the car park.
Let's do
No
this.
problem. Take it easy.
The activity at the Skirrid Inn ranges from hearing footsteps and disembodied voices to shadow figures, full-bodied apparitions, and things moving on their own. There are even reports of violent attacks. In the past, paranormal investigators claimed that they were scratched and pushed, while an overnight guest claimed that she was drowned in the bathtub by an unseen force. While Carl and Alex prepare our equipment and cameras for our first investigation, Corin and I meet up with Jeff, the owner of the Skirrid, to find out more about the history of the location, the hauntings, and his personal experiences.
The history of the pub, we claim to go back to 1110, which is a very difficult thing to prove. But there was somebody tried in this area for sheep stealing in 1110, and both were sentenced, one to death, one to be whatever, you know, whatever they did with these poor people in those days. But the man that was killed was a man called Crowther, and that, we use that as our dateline of 1110. So we claim to be, you know, 900 years plus old.
Wow, so many layers of history.
And it was certainly a courtroom upstairs until the Cromwell's time, about 1640.
Who was Fanny Price?
Well, Fanny Price was the landlord's wife in the 1800s, and she passed away with consumption, which I think is like TB, I believe.
Yeah.
And she passed away, and she comes back incredible. She's probably our most prolific visitor in the sense that if we move big things around, or we change the way we work, or we have a new employee, she tends to come and make sure everything's okay, and she approves. And often before she's sighted, in fact, each and every time really, there's a strong smell of old-fashioned perfume. The rustling of a dress, you know, the dresses that used to make this lovely crimply noise. And then, sure enough, people will come down and Jesus, what have I just seen upstairs, you know?
That's like a heads up.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
we definitely need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, but there's normally a reason, you know. So maybe move something about that hadn't been moved for a long time and see if she,
that's a
see if
really
she
good
approves.
idea.
Yeah, see if she approves.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And so you've had several experiences over the years. What is the experience that kind of stands out the most for you?
Oh, I can say that head and shoulders above. When I saw a full figure in the porch, it was an autumnal morning, about 11:30, and as clear as day, I saw a gentleman in a tri-cornered hat with a cloak, and he was looking. The door was closed. I was just about to open. That's why I was doing up here, and he was looking through the door, even though the door was closed. I could see he was looking. He was looking far beyond that, you know, as if the door didn't exist, and it only lasted, I suppose, 2 or 3 seconds. And then it sort of fragmented into and gone.
Like
It just disappeared.
in front of your eyes.
And
Completely.
honestly, it just literally misted and gone. It was a full figure.
Like confirmation.
Yeah, absolutely. It was confirmation of, you know, not everybody's saying these things. They're true. I've seen it. I can say I've seen it myself. Now, I've been here a long time and I haven't seen many, you know. And I'm certainly not the sort of chap that says, oh, yeah, that happened, this happened. And, you know, that's not my nature. But that was as clear as day.
And there's loads of stories about a woman that is seen in a red dress walking up and down this road outside the pub.
I would, if you asked me to pin a name on that, I would say, I wouldn't hesitate, I would say that would be the ghost of Fanny Price, who we touched on earlier, definitely. A very, very stern woman by the sound of it, didn't take any nonsense in her lifetime, and certainly not even now. The only malevolence we've ever had, the only time that people have been frightened in the true sense of terrified, was in room 1. A lady come down. She'd wrapped herself in an overcoat, and she was still dripping wet. She'd been in the bath, and she said to me, she was very, very dishevelled, and she said, "She's trying to kill me. She's trying to kill me." Because I panicked, thinking, "God, I hope it's not a fellow guest or something." And what it was, she was in the bath and felt pressure keeping her under the water.
Oh my goodness! Good luck staying in that room.
Yeah,
It's in the bath as well.
But the honest. The honest thing with that made it so interesting, she saw nothing, and made the massive assumption, a huge assumption really, that it was a woman holding her down.
Because you would have said he or it.
Yeah, it's tried to kill me, or, you know, and if you were even nervous of the ghost, you'd certainly say he.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, she was absolutely convinced that it was a woman, and saw nothing. Didn't smell anything, didn't see anything, and yet the pressure, it was enough to keep her under the water, and she did panic. And she sort of managed to wriggle away, if you like, came down, and I'd often tried to contact the lady, and I haven't seen her before nor since. And that was, that would be a long time ago. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it may be something that she wants to lock away and think, well, you know, I'm sure she'll eventually convince herself it never happened, you know, just for her own well-being, because it frightened her terribly.
And there's more stories as well of footsteps and doors slamming, things moving. Yeah, the footsteps, we believe, or you know, we come to the most likely source is at the top is the cell where these poor people were kept, and it's almost like the jailer, you know, coming to get them, and it's their last walk, because people say the steps are slow and rhythmical, and it's not somebody. It's not somebody, you know, at home you might run up the stairs, you know, if you're feeling good. This is a, you know, and a real, and the unmistakable sound of steps, not tapping. Not pipes making a noise because there's air in them. Yeah. These are footsteps. That is unmistakably footsteps.
Oh my goodness.
And invariably on the landing, which is the way that have been led from the cell to the courtroom.
So you think it's the people that died here?
I believe it's, or the jailer himself. You know, who's to know what sort of frame of mind he had? Maybe he was absolutely loathed every time he led someone to the court. I think, again, particularly in the cell, you can often go in there happy, whistling, top form. You're in there for no reason at all. You come out and you feel, oh, what a terrible life this is. You know, you feel sick. You want to cry. It just changes your whole demeanour. It's a very, of all the places, I love it here. I love it. It's a beautiful pub. But that cell, spend 5 minutes in there and it's awful.
One of the legends is that there is a Saxon burial ground towards the back of the pub somewhere, or near the inn.
Yeah, ever since I've been here, people have said, well, where did the bodies go?
Yeah.
for these, which is a perfectly pertinent question.
Yeah.
And many psychics and investigators have said that there's a patch out there that they get very bad feeling from. It's at the bottom of a sloping garden there, and I've no idea what's under there. We were going to ask for permission to dig it up, to be honest, or at least use geophysics to see what's under there.
Yes.
But we're very close to the local church. We live in a beautiful village, and there was too many feathers being ruffled
Right, so they
in
wouldn't
case
allow it.
something was found. The church was very much against that. It does. I mean, they wouldn't have been allowed to go to a churchyard to be buried if they were had their life taken here. They'd have been banned from hallowed ground, so to speak. They wouldn't have been allowed. So, where were they buried?
I believe you leave a pint of ale for the devil.
The devil. No, that's brilliant. That is, again, you've really
Love
touched on
the
my
story.
favourite thing. Oh my, the Devil's Cup, the Puka Cup,
Okay.
Welsh PWCCA, and it's thought that I say that a load of myths. It's thought that Shakespeare could have got the name Puck from the Puka Cup because of the significance.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes, the significance
That
of
makes sense.
yeah. And what we would do, or certainly 100 years ago, they would place a drink outside the door in order to placate the devil, say all is well, and let him move on to someone else who
That's
weren't so generous.
amazing.
Yeah, we still do it to this day.
That's
yeah.
great.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that.
absolutely. And I think it's a great custom as well. It's almost like feeding them. We're okay,
Yeah.
we're nice people. Interfere, bother
That's
somebody
so
else.
amazing. I love
And
that.
you imagine the religion at the time, but they'd have been wholeheartedly behind it.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Oh my gosh, I'm
you.
so excited now. I founded my team over 10 years ago, and since then we've had the opportunity to investigate all over the world. We've been to America, we've been to Europe, and we've done most of the UK. The Skirrid has always been on my bucket list to bring the team here as a whole. I mean, we've done this individually, but to have the opportunity to spend a week in one of the most haunted and the oldest inn in Wales is just going to be amazing. As a lead investigator, you need to have people on your team that you trust and that you are used to working with. And these are people that have to have specific roles that kind of support each other. So Corinne is the person on the team that deals with paranormal photography. Being a photographer and having studied her master's degree, it's great having somebody that is able to debunk things that is sort of lighting or, whether it's a slow shutter speed or whatever the case is. So her role in the team is mainly helping me with the investigation, but also keeping an eye on all the camera side of things. Alex is mainly behind the camera. He's a really experienced investigator, and so whilst we're investigating, we need somebody to keep an eye on anything that we might miss that the camera will capture. So he's constantly keeping an eye on strange light anomalies or perhaps any shadow figures or changes in light, anything of the sort. He also brings quite a few experiments and tech ideas to the team. And then that leaves us with Carl. Carl and I have worked together for a really long time, and we bounce off each other really well. We don't really need to talk too much about what we have planned because we're kind of on the same wavelength with everything during any investigation. Carl is definitely the gadget man. There is not a flashing light or beeping piece of equipment that he doesn't own. So it's really nice to be able to bring the tech side as well as the photography side, as well as the camera, and then bringing the psychic mediumship side as a lead investigator to be able to pick up on different spots that might be active and kind of identify areas that I am picking up on more activity, sort of hot spots in a location that we can then focus our experiments on. So each of us brings something completely different, and we work really well together. So it's going to be interesting to see what investigation ideas we come up with for the Skirrid, different experiments and that sort of thing. Being such an old building, the Skirrid Inn is bound to have residual energy. Now, residual energy happens when you have sort of the stone tape theory, which suggests that older locations, the stone and the ground, have higher levels of quartz and they have higher levels of silica. And the silica mineral is kind of what holds a recording. So if there were any high energy impact events that took place within these walls, it's bound to trap some of that energy, and hopefully we can capture some of that on camera. Allegedly, 180 plus hangings took place on this ground. There's got to be something. With that amount of energy, there has to be something that we're hopefully going to either capture on audio or visual.
When I first came to the Skirrid, it was so lovely. The staff are so welcoming. The building has so many layers of history and it's just incredibly interesting. As the photographer on the team, I tend to look at what has been caught on various different cameras to see if there's any technical aspects that could be causing any apparitions or anything that we've caught on them. Looking around the location, you'll see things like nooses and lots of bits of history and stuff that can be quite daunting, but to me this place feels very homely and welcoming and just lovely. It's a lovely place to be. I personally don't like room 3. I feel very cornered. I just don't feel overly safe in there, whereas room 1 and room 2, which are reputed to be the most haunted rooms, I feel absolutely fine in. In the past, I've caught different EVPs, in particular upstairs in the bedroom. I've also heard bangs upstairs and downstairs. We've caught flashes of light, which have also been caught on camera that I, as a photographer, can't explain either. The team are all staying here for the entire week, sleeping over. Everybody's decided that they want a particular room. I've been left with the most haunted room, but actually I feel quite comfortable in that room, but who knows what's going to happen by the end of the week. There are so many stories of people seeing full-bodied apparitions here at the Skirrid Inn, and my dream is to be able to capture one, and I hope it's going to be this week.
After speaking with Jeff and choosing our rooms, it is time to prepare for our first investigation of the week. Tonight, we're focusing on room 1, Alex and Corin's room, and room 2, Carl's room. We're here at the Skirrid Inn in Llanfihangel, Crwcorni, Wales. My team and I are getting ready to investigate for the first evening. We have 4 investigations over this week and numerous people to interview. Tonight, I'm going to be focusing on electronic voice phenomenon to see if I can capture any of the voices of the spirits who are said to linger here at the inn.
I'm really happy to be returning back to the Skirrid Inn. I've been here a few times before and we've got some incredible evidence, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we can get over the course of the time that we're here. During the investigations, I'm going to be focusing mainly on photography and see if I can capture anything.
Being back at the Skirrid Inn is like coming home in some ways. I've investigated the location on a number of occasions. Being able to actually stay in the location for 7 days, eat, sleep and investigate, I can't wait for this week to unravel to see what we can capture.
I'm glad to be back at the Skirrid Inn. This place has become a home to me. I've done various investigations over the years here, so I know this place quite well. I'm looking forward to documenting what we capture, whether that be through EVP, photos, or how things react to the equipment that we use.
With so many accounts of people hearing disembodied voices in the bedrooms, hushed conversations taking place in the rooms while they attempted to sleep, we decided that electronic voice phenomenon and instrumental trance communication would be our main focus upstairs, to see if we could record these voices and validate the claims. With our equipment spread out in several areas upstairs, it's time to start the investigation. So I'm just going to pop this down. For whoever is here, if you have never seen this, if it's your first time interacting with one of these, which I doubt because we've been here plenty, Could you come up to it? If you get really close to it, it's going to light up, okay?
Okay. The Ovilus was full, battery charged,
Yeah.
ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's completely died.
You're kidding.
No.
No. It's dead?
Completely dead.
Completely dead?
Yep.
We've been in here for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That should last at least a week, using it sporadically. I've only literally just turned it on and it's completely and utterly drained.
Okay, so something's trying to draw energy. All right. Let's try some EVP, guys. The recorder that I'm holding in my hand can record your voices. Could you come into this room and join us, please? Room 2, Skirrid Inn, placing the recorder down. We ask a few questions and we leave some silence in between. And during that silence, if you could answer into that recorder, we can then play it back and hear your voice. We cannot do any of our investigating and our research without your help. So we would really appreciate it if you could let us know that you would like to take part in any of the experiments this evening and join us for our investigation. Perhaps you could teach us a little bit about the history. We've heard so many myths and legends. Could you tell me if Fanny Price is still here?
Can you tell us if perhaps the judge is still here?
We know this used to be the judge's quarters. Are we allowed in this room? Can you tell us if we are?
Carl,
Yeah.
move your arm up and down again. Bear with me, guys. I'm having a Scooby-Doo moment. So, I just saw a shadow cross the top of the stairs, that little bit of light that's there. There was like a... It was just a really quick shadow that passed in front of this door. That was so weird. It was almost by the old cell door. Like I'm looking through the things. You see the white bit of the wall? It passed in front of that.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to be my
That's
shadow.
not going to be your shadow.
No, because I would need a severe light behind me to cast a shadow that way.
Okay, I'm going to stop this recording, guys.
Take part in any of the experiments this evening and join us for our investigation.
Whoa, what the hell does that say?
That you would like to take part in any of the experiments this evening and join us for our investigation.
I can't make it out.
Sounds aggressive.
Just a little bit about the history. Can you tell us if
That sounds really aggressive.
still here?
All right. So I saw somebody go across that door. Was that you? Corin has a really, really cool camera. It's able to take instant photos. So she's going to take a couple of photographs, okay?
So if you can stand in front of me, that would be great. And 3, 2, 1. And then take a couple more. 3, 2, 1. So if you stood in front of me, hopefully we'll be able to see you and you can see yourself. So I'm going to put these on the bed and let them develop.
Are you okay?
Yeah, my arm's just really cold. I'm just checking if it's just me or...
Okay.
And yeah, it just feels really cold all of a sudden. I feel really bizarre at the moment.
You feeling
But
okay though?
I think so.
Just keep an eye on that.
it. Yeah.
Keep an eye on that.
Okay. So, let's try some spirit box in here, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys might know what this is. It's a spirit box. It's called an SB7. You guys can use this white noise to speak with us. So, could you please tell us what this room was used for? Try using this.
Was it you talking to us earlier?
Are you offended that we're in your chamber without getting permission?
I believe that a lot of women were persecuted for witchcraft. I heard a story about hanging Judge Jeffries. I believe he doesn't like witches. Would it make a difference if I'm a practicing witch? Do you think that would upset him?
I've just gone
Ice cold.
Straight between us.
Yeah, literally right between us. Like my legs just went ice cold.
Yeah, it felt like somebody
a
opened
draft.
a window.
Yeah.
Right behind us.
That was the weirdest feeling. Oh, man. I don't feel very welcome all of a sudden.
Quick EVP session.
Yeah.
We'll ask the same questions that we ask on the SB7.
Yeah.
You ask them, then I'll ask it.
Okay.
And then we'll shift.
Okay.
Oh. Have you just left the room?
No.
Or have you come in the room?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've just gone very aggressive. I am so aggressive right now. I just need to try and calm my temper down.
Are you affecting MJ? Tell me somebody heard that.
Yeah.
You heard somebody, a male voice behind us.
No, I didn't hear that. What did you hear?
I heard a male voice behind us. MJ, stop looking at me like that. Stop looking at me like that. Step away from MJ.
I'm so aggressive right now. Just give me a second. As a psychic medium, I pick up on the emotions of spirits around me. In this moment, all I can think of is lashing out at my team. I need to calm my temper down quickly. Don't just stand by the door, come in. Thank you. I know you there, I can see you. I don't need any of this tech to see you. It's not very nice making other people feel your anger. Or is that anger directed towards me?
I feel extremely aggressive. Is that your anger?
Yeah.
This is EVP recording room 2. Somebody is making me feel extremely aggressive. Is that your anger that I'm feeling? Or is that anger directed towards me?
Get out of here. Upon reviewing this EVP, we realize that this aggressive male spirit says, "Get her out of here."
Get out of here.
Listen to that.
Or is that anger directed towards me?
As we're getting our equipment ready for the next part of our investigation, a disembodied voice caught my attention. Carl decides to try out the Paranormal Puck, an ITC device that allows spirits to choose from a word database by manipulating the electromagnetic field surrounding the puck. Did somebody pass away in this room from consumption? Did somebody die in this room? Indirect French.
Just for the tape, that was me breathing in and out.
I'm going to play this back.
That said breathe.
Hold on. Hold on. That is weird.
That said breathe.
Yeah.
That's clear as a bell.
So I said, did somebody pass away from consumption?
Not there. And this said
not there.
And this said indirect. Indirect.
So if the story goes that Fanny Price passed away from consumption, she might not have died here, but she would have still been suffering with it whilst here.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of ties everything in.
Well, we've had multiple bits of equipment all come with a similar thread all the way through it.
Yeah.
Cough.
Did somebody
Indirect.
die here? Indirect.
EVP. Hits on the
Yeah.
millimeters. The only bit of equipment that we've not really had a hit on is the ovilus.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think we need to do more burst sessions throughout tonight. I reckon let's grab the night vision and we will set up the static cameras and things.
Yep.
Yeah, let's take it from there because I think tonight's going to be really active.
As Alex repositions the static cameras and checks the batteries, I'm placing more equipment around the bar area and on the staircase where I had witnessed the shadow figure.
Okay, let's do some EVP in here, guys. We've just been trying to speak to somebody in room number 2 who seemed rather aggressive. We'd like to know if anyone is in room 1 here with us. This recorder on the table here can hear your voice. Does anyone else hear that?
Did you hear 2 knocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is that you knocking?
Let's play that back. Picking up recorder.
This recorder on the table here can hear your voice.
That sounded like a get out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This recorder on the table here can hear your voice. Is that you knocking?
Oh, damn.
Oh, my neck.
That's the same voice. That's louder.
Is that you knocking?
This aggressive male spirit telling us to get out and get going seems to be the same voice that we captured earlier in room 2. Could this perhaps be the hanging Judge Jeffries or the executioner himself?
That was weird.
Did the light just go off? Or
Did you see that?
in the mirror, yeah?
Yes. What? Did the bedroom light next door just switch off?
No, I shut the door. The door was shut.
It looked like a light. There was a light in the mirror, in the door. Yeah. And it switched off.
When I was the last one into the room, I closed the door. So the light in room 2 is on, but you shouldn't see any light apart.
Let's go
from
check if that light's off. But hang on.
What was that then?
What was the light? Because this door's closed.
It was in literally,
It was here. Right here.
like that.
Like-
Nah, because we wouldn't have left this on, would we?
No, because
No chance.
that's way
yeah,
bright.
no way.
So what the hell was the light that we just saw in that mirror? Both myself and Corin are confused by the flash of light that we had just witnessed, and while attempting to debunk it, Alex captures the strange light anomaly, shooting into the exact same place where we had seen the light. We instantly checked our cameras to see if any of them captured the light in the mirror. Could this be the manifestation of someone new entering the room? Unfortunately, the flash in the mirror was not captured on our cameras.
Have you come here today to see someone?
Alright guys, I don't know about you, but I feel a shift in the energy right now. Something just feels like it's changed.
I feel like emotional,
Yeah,
like really upset,
yeah.
like
Just heavy.
Okay, because this reacts with the same... What
oh
was
hi,
that?
That was the
is
REM.
That was the REM going off. Okay, we just got a weird heat anomaly in the doorway.
So, like, watch there. There it is. It's like somebody that walks past. We suddenly experience a shift in the atmosphere as the REM pod in front of the bathroom door activates. Carl spots a strange heat signature walking through the bathroom that used to be a part of the old holding cell for the courthouse. Psychically, I pick up on a strained male voice. I just heard you. The gentleman. I just heard you say, "What are you doing here?"
Okay, we're capturing some weird stuff on the thermal.
Where?
Like, as in, I've never seen it before. I'm going to stop recording. They look like, which I don't understand what they are.
Is it like bright balls, like
Yes.
flashes? That's what I saw there.
Hang on, let's have a look.
These two strange light anomalies are captured on the FLIR thermal imaging camera. We turned the lights on to try and figure out any logical explanation, but we're unable to debunk them.
It literally shot past the doorway. I can't believe you've got that on thermal.
Capturing some weird stuff.
Putting the recorder down. I just heard you.
What was that?
That was a thud.
That's like in the stairway.
Go check it
Yeah, check it out. I'm gonna...
I couldn't pinpoint exactly where, but
Take 2 steps back.
because the floors are quite creaky, and I guess the building would need to settle after
Yeah.
the meeting's been on. So
I mean,
potentially
that's
it could
potentially,
be
you know, we're all going to have knocks and bumps and creaks. Not everything's going to be something. We're going to have normal explanations.
Throughout the night, we can hear several knocks and creaks coming from the stairway, which are hopefully captured on our static cameras. We'll need to review these in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to leave this recorder right here. As you can tell, when we play it back, we can hear your voices. But you have to get really close to it. You have to speak quite loud. Could you please take part in this experiment? I can't do this, or we can't do this without you.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave this recorder right here.
Again?
Okay.
Hello, I have goosebumps everywhere. Okay, one more time.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Leave this recorder. Okay. I'm going to leave this recorder right here. And you have to get really close to it. You have to be quite loud.
I can do that.
It's the same voice.
It's the same voice.
And you have to get really close to it. You have to be quite loud.
We're going to put this a bit further away from us. I'm going to put this on the table by the bathroom door. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give you some time to say whatever you would like to say. We're going to keep completely quiet. So if you have anything to say at all, if you want to shout, life goes on, if you want to say anything else, please do so. We'd just love chatting with you. So I'm just going to put this down by the bathroom and I'm going to hit record and walk back. Recording. Okay, so I'm just going to sit back down.
We left the recorder running for several minutes. What we captured is shocking.
Coming to get that, okay? We're going to play this back and hopefully we can hear your voices.
Recording. Okay, shut the
Whoa.
down. Recording. Okay, shut the down. Recording. Okay, shut
You have to put it down.
Recording. Okay, shut the down.
Let's start this from the beginning.
Recording. Okay, shut the down.
So you have to put it down. And I said,
Okay, shut the down.
It's very rare that you capture full sentence EVPs, especially not sentences that you can clearly hear upon playback. The team and I hear more loud noises coming from downstairs, so we left a recorder running in room 1 and sent Carl to room 2 to try an EVP session. Here's what we captured.
try that again.
They're coming.
That's what I thought it said. They're coming.
That was in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really loud thud.
We all hear a loud bang coming from the bathroom, and the REM pod draws our attention downstairs.
The REM pod's going off. And it wasn't this, it was downstairs. That was a massive thud. That was in the stairwell area. Everything's locked here.
Yeah. That door was locked when you came in.
Yeah, I double checked it. And this is shut, so it's not that's shut.
Okay. Let's grab it.
Yeah.
It's almost 5 a.m. and we desperately need sleep. It's time to pack up and get a few hours of rest.
We've just finished the investigation tonight in room 1 and 2. The bits that I found very intriguing was when MJ was being affected by a spirit and we had a cold breeze that came between us.
Ice cold.
Straight between us.
Yeah, literally right between us. Like my legs just went ice cold.
Yeah, it felt like
Like a drop.
a window.
Yeah.
Right behind us. All of a sudden, out of behind me, I heard this male voice say something.
No, I heard like a bang.
What did you hear?
I heard a male voice behind us. Not 100% sure what. The other thing that was amazing for me, when we went into room 1, I was using the thermal imaging camera and I was filming the doorway where we'd experienced stuff many, many years ago. And it looked like we captured this figure walking behind the banister. But the strange thing is, the banister and where the light heat signature came through and went into the wall was about 8 foot off the ground. I need to review it a little bit more.
Room 2 really affected me. Something in there seemed to be pushing its anger towards me, and I don't know if it was just that I was picking up on that anger, but something made me extremely aggressive. I am so aggressive right now, I just need to try and calm my temper down. And it just threw me off. It kind of made the investigation take a bit of a turn. What stood out was when we were doing EVPs, we've captured an EVP saying, "Get out of here." Does say, "Get out of here"? Listen to that.
Or is that anger directed towards me?
In room 1, one of the things that really stood out was the fact that Corin and I witnessed this really strange light in the mirror. It looked as though somebody had switched a light off. We had no explanation for that. None of us could explain it. Then I kept looking towards the door to kind of debunk what was going on, and I kept seeing a shadow move past the doorway. Something else that really stood out was the fact that when I was feeling really angry during the investigation, I had said that I could sense somebody standing in the doorway of room 2. And I had said, "Don't just stand at the door. Come in. Thank you." And it triggered the REM pod. So something was listening to me.
During the investigation in room 2, I seemed to get really hot and really cold, kind of both at the same time. I feel really bizarre at the moment.
You feeling okay though?
I think so.
Just keep an eye on that.
it. Yeah.
Keep an eye on that.
It was really, really strange. A bit like the beginning of a panic attack, but without the panic or the sweats. Also in room 2, I took some photographs just to see if I could capture anything on the instant film. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything there, but I'm going to keep going using my instant camera throughout the investigations here at the Skirrid Inn. During the investigation in room 1, we were getting a range of EVPs which were pretty clear.
Are you knocking?
Oh, damn.
Oh, my neck.
That's the same voice.
With this as well, we seemed to see a light switch off. I could see it in the reflection in the mirror, and MJ saw it as well. We're not sure what light it was that was on in the first place. We couldn't debunk it, so we have no idea what that was.
During our time this evening in room 1 and 2, we had a couple of light anomalies. I'm not into saying like it was an orb or whether it was dust or an insect. As we moved into room 1, both MJ and Corin saw a light vanish from the mirror, whether it was a flash or something. So that intrigued me because it was 2 witness reports of the same thing at the same time, and they reacted at the same time as well.
Night 1 investigating the Skirrid Inn kicked off our week with a bang. From experiencing the emotions of the spirits who haunt this location, to witnessing the shadow figures, capturing light anomalies on our FLIR thermal imaging camera as well as our night vision, and recording full sentence EVPs, which completely blew us away. This is a tough investigation to beat. 1 down, 3 to go.